Okay, so as I sit back down here at the shop, printing my last parts that I need for my 6th DOF hexapod machine, reflecting back on the last year to 18 months what it took to kind of get to this place, it's been a substantial amount of printing, fabricating with a friend of mine, Brian Vanderbeek. He's really the motivation behind this project over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Without him, it would have taken me who knows how many more months. His fabrication skills are second to none. His TIG welding and MIG welding are top notch. He let me do a good amount of the MIG welding on the base. He did the majority of the TIG welding on the upper frame. You'll see those in some of the pictures that I share. You can clearly see the TIG versus the MIG. You know, pretty much he's that classic. You know, rolling nickels. It just looks phenomenal. These TAD6 machines are workhorses. I've got 3 of them down here. I'm only running 1 tonight. Just doing the top clevis joints here. I did a couple test prints just to make sure they're going to fit well. Loaded 3 in. It's going to be about an 18-hour print to print these 85% infill. Then starting probably tomorrow, I've got 1 more actuator to build out of the 6. Then we'll do a test fit up where I'm actually going to drop the actuators in. I'll drop in these clevis mounts and just do a fit up on everything, you know, as a whole. At that point, I'm probably going to actually connect everything and do a test run of the actuators and make sure the entire machine functions as it should using FlyPT and a few other pieces of software, and probably put it through its paces. Once that's complete, I'll then do a complete teardown, and I will probably DA and either paint and or clear coat the frame. I haven't quite decided yet. Myself personally, I kind of like the industrial look. I almost like the actual rusted patina look with the really cool TIG welds in the top of the frame and the MIG in the bottom. It just looks, it looks handcrafted, which it is. It's very well handcrafted from beginning to end. So I can't decide if I want to paint or not. So we'll see. That's still kind of up in the air. I'd be curious. I'll let you guys drop some comments in this video below. What do you think? Should I leave this frame bare metal and just clear coat it? You know, kind of DA it, sand it a little bit, and kind of leave everything exposed. Or should I paint it up? And if I should paint it up, what color are you thinking? I mean, I'm thinking maybe a gunmetal gray. Kind of don't want to go black. Everybody paints their frame black. I did 3D print all the actuator parts and parts that mount to the frame in red, specifically because when somebody looks, I want to be able to point at the rig and say everything you see in red is 3D printed. So therefore, you know, if I love everything in metal, say, hey, everything in metal is, you know, cut and welded together, you know, by us. Like I said, leave me your comments below. I'd be curious to see what you guys think. So appreciate you guys following along for this journey. This has been fun. I mean, I'm really humbled. I mean, the groups have just gotten huge. The Motion Sim Builders now has got up over 5,000 people in it. The 3D Sim Racing 3D Print group that also has, I think, about 9,000 people in it. The DOF Reality group, that's got north of 13,000 people in it. So you combine all those groups together, we're over 20,000 people. I'm humbled. I really am. I can't thank my moderator team enough. You guys have been great. Some of the guys that have already done the hand-built custom one-off stuff, like, you know, Chris Murray, Craig Hyde, Victor G. You guys are the motivation behind this. I've been a DOF Reality guy for a long time. I've had a couple of those machines. I've got one right now back in my shop as a demo unit for people to use. I'm going to be setting that up next to this new 6 DOF platform as well. So it's been fun. It's been really fun. Like I said, I just kind of want to jump online. I want to take some video with you guys here tonight. Just kind of, you know, talk about the process. You know, 300 plus hours of printing. That was the most time consuming. You know, it took me another probably, you know, a few weeks collecting parts. You know, Lin Shaw was great. He was able to bundle a good amount of stuff together for me. You still have to go out beyond that. You have to buy all the cabling. You know, I got all that off of Monoprice. I then had to go out and get a mini server cabinet and some DIN rail to actually mount the servo drivers to. It's all stuff that people don't think of. And you have to consider, what are you going to do for monitors? Are you going to do a single 49 like I am? Are you going to run triples? Are you going to run in VR? That's all your preference. All things you have to think about. Also with the frame too, you want to consider how you're going to mount that monitor to your frame. I got really lucky. I had an old Abutto frame that a friend of mine, Pete Ross down in Rhode Island, him and I have actually become good friends. He actually sold me my midge motor for my OSW wheel. He gave me his old Abutto frame. I cut that up, but I used the Abutto frame, the Visa mount on the front of my rig, and you'll see it's actually still adjustable up and down. I just welded the 2 little cylinders, two little round slides to the actual square tubing, and then we slid the monitor inside and we left the plastic knobs. So you can loosen up the plastic knobs and slide that monitor up and down, which is pretty cool. I do kind of wish I had an up and down adjustment for the wheel, just because for taller people, like my buddy Brian Vanderbeek, he's 6'5", I'm 6 foot, and there's definitely a big difference in the ride height and the seat. I might just see if I can actually get a seat slider that actually has the up and down adjustment as well. I know there's some out there. If I can't find one specifically what I want, Brian and I will fab something. You know, just put a crank on the sides. You actually just crank the seat up a little bit. I just want the rig to be extremely adjustable for everybody that drives in it, so they can feel comfortable and make it feel just like the vehicle they're used to riding in. And for anyone that hasn't got into sim racing, this is an incredible hobby. I almost call it a hobby / sport, because with the power that you get out of the midge motor and the you know how you have to hang on to that wheel, it's a workout. And now you toss at that motion. You know, with the 6DOF machine, you've now got surge, heave, traction loss. You know, the pitch and roll. It's the real deal. It gets your heart going. You feel like you're in the car. You know, also when you add the wind kit, you know, you can actually have the wind kind of blowing at you. It's the closest thing to being in a car that you're going to get without spending the money on the fuel. I'm addicted, you know, as I know a lot of the guys out there are. It's a great hobby. It's fun. You know, it is expensive. I'm not going to lie. This whole rig, I'm probably into this. My cost on building this, probably right around $6 grand, give or take, which isn't terrible when you consider, you know, back 6-7 years ago, this same system would have cost you north of 30-40 grand at least. That's just for the rig itself. That doesn't include your peripherals, doesn't include your monitor, your shifter, your wheel, your OSW wheel, your gaming machine. I'm talking just the actual physical sim itself. Between the steel for the upper and lower frame base, your actuators, the 3D printing, all your hard parts, the ball screws, the ball bearings, the nuts, the bolts, the hardware, all that stuff. To get all that, you know, off the boat from China, shipped to you here in the U.S., you know, those parts right there cost me between 25 to $3 grand. You know, and then the steel was another probably $400 or $500. You know, if you were to buy that on your own. It can be sourced. This can be done. You know, there's guys out there doing it. I've been documenting my entire process along the way, and I'm happy to share it with you guys. You guys have any questions? Just drop them in the comments below. I'm going to splice these videos together. I just kind of wanted to jump online right now and just kind of get some video of what's been going on. I'm on vacation this week. It's the day after Christmas, and my goal is to have this thing up and running in the next week and a half. I've only got a handful of parts left. Like I said, I got my last 3 parts in the printer right now tonight. Upper frame's done, lower frame's done. Now it's just a matter of just bolting together a few things and getting this thing stood up on its own. It should come together quick. I'm excited, and we're going to put this down here at the actual shop, down here at PC Network Guys, also the home of Motion Sim Builders, motionsimbuilders.com. We own that website. We're going to be spinning that up as well, probably with some tutorial videos and maybe some links on where you can buy this stuff from. The AliExpress link for Lin Shaw. I may start 3D printing some stuff for you guys. I know a lot of guys don't have 3D printers, so I might actually start this as a service. I've got the printers here. You know, if you guys would need stuff made, ping me. You know, we'll load it up. We'll run the parts for you. I'll price things reasonable. You know, I'm not looking to get rich here. You know, I just want to help further grow this hobby. I want to get more people involved. I think it's a great sport. I used to race motocross. You know, for me, this is the closest thing to motocross without getting hurt. I spent a lot of time hurt. You know, blowing out multiple ACLs, a lot of broken bones, broken collarbones. Sim racing, you get almost that same rush. But you can actually turn the machine off and get out. You're not hurt. But you get arm pump. You know, you get the adrenaline rush. It's a lot of fun. So I recommend it. So I appreciate you guys checking it out. You know, hit that subscribe, hit the like button if you like what we're doing over here. Follow along. Appreciate it. All right. Thanks, guys.